What's going on, workforce? Brian here, and today I want to talk to you guys about my just general thoughts about Scholar and Stormblood as it exists to patch 4.05. So let's go ahead and just do this thing. So before going into patch 4.05, Scholar really kind of seemed like it was, I guess, down and out. What people were assuming going into the expansion ended up not being true. Now, while Scholar does have its raid utility with Chain Stratagem, and while it still has its fairy and you can still output a fair amount of DPS, it doesn't really compare to the overall power of the White Mage. But because of the shared XP with Summoner and the main story giving you a 70 job, it ended up always being something that I like to level because I get a DPS and a healer right out of the bat. My first thoughts, I really didn't feel that Scholar was all that lacking though. Able to compete in Delta Escape, able to really do some damage and some healing, as well as be able to, complete the content. I never really felt like it was the worst, but if you try to put it on an even playing field with that of the Astrologian and the White Mage, it did feel a little bit underpowered. And so with patch 4.05, and probably even with some future patches, we'll see some more changes, but with the changes they made with the latest update, really helped strengthen Scholar. Exogen, which was one of my favorite abilities prior to it, is even more powerful now. So it went from 650 to an 800 potency cure if their life falls below 50%. This is really exciting. It increased the length of it, and it also decreased the recast time. So there was all good things here. Every area that they enhanced, I think, was the right call. And now running Delta Escape and various content, Scholar feels way more in line with some of the other healers. Now, we don't want our healers all to be the same. We want each to bring something special to the table. And having 3 healers to balance, I think, really helps that out. But for me, I really enjoy Scholar. Being able to macro some of those abilities, the target of my target. One of the macros that I've updated since is that the fact that I'm casting Royal 2, and then my fairy is healing the target of my target. So no matter who I'm targeting, the fairy is going to be focusing on healing whomever my enemy is targeting, which is very helpful. The PvP changes are fantastic. I really have actually enjoyed playing Scholar in PvP more. Now, obviously, they're shifting from not being able to have your fairy out all the time to being able to summon it out in that case. The thing I guess I do have an issue with currently with Scholar is that Aether Pact, that ability, that chaining ability that you have, doesn't necessarily feel all that powerful, and I do find myself sitting on 100 fairy gauge pretty much the majority of the time. It doesn't feel like it's something that I really want to use or take advantage of to do other things. However, that being said, I'm not running Savage at the moment. Working to gear up multiple jobs can actually be tough and kind of slow you down. So while I am very close to being able to do the Savage content, we'll see how that plays into it. Maybe it plays a little bit more of an importance in Savage, and I'm also hearing that it really doesn't stand out that well, so we'll have to see. Maybe some future adjustments are coming there, but I'd love to know your thoughts, especially regarding that ability. Scholar is back, Scholar is better. They got Miasma 2, so Miasma 2's back. It's still, kind of an AoE that surrounds you, so I don't feel like it's super necessary, but being able to weave that in is a help because it adds that extra dot. I was hoping Miasma would upgrade to Miasma 2 and still be a ranged attack with a little bit more potency, but you can't always get what you wish for. And finally, outside of the Delta Escape and the raids, healing in a dungeon is far easier now than it was at the beginning of Stormblood. Scholar has benefited greatly from the adjustments, so it feels really natural. The other side of that is I'm also getting more and more gear so that as you gear up your healers, you're just going to have a better healing ability. Physics still is my main cure. Lustrate is very helpful, but if I'm playing it right, I'd rather use Exogen, so that way whenever they fall below the life necessary, it automatically heals them. And it feels so satisfying to watch that bar just jump up and having really done nothing outside of just kind of pre-gamed it as far as the heals go. So all in all, I'm excited. I think Scholar is doing much better, and it feels so much better. And so with the controller, it feels really great. I put Miasma up on my cross hotbar. Some of the videos might reflect that as we kind of weave them in and out from the edit here, but I'd love to know your thoughts about Scholar, especially after 4.05. Are you playing it? Are you interested in playing it? As a side note, I am still working on my White Mage and my Astrologian. I plan to put together a video detailing all three and my thoughts on all three at that point, once I've really kind of dived into the raids and into the PvP and all the various contents that we have planned or that are planned to come to Stormblood. But in conclusion, I think I can say with confidence that Scholar is a very good choice for healer. If you're looking at trying to pick one up and you want to have that kind of preventative magic, that shielding magic, that, you know what, let me go ahead and make sure that you're okay before you need it, that might be the job for you. The fairy has a lot to do with that for me. I love pet classes and hopefully you do too. But for Work to Game, my name's Brian. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful. I hope you found any of our Scholar stuff helpful. And we've got lots more content that we're working on for you guys right now. So we thank you for being here and obviously for hitting that subscribe or that like button. Thanks so much. Your support is definitely appreciated. Anyway, that wraps it up for me. My name's Brian. This is Work to Game. I hope you have a fantastic week, and I'll see you next time.
Whoa! Thank you so much for watching. There should be another video like over here.
Or there.
Or a vlog somewhere around here. And the subscribe button is below with the contact info.
Here we go.